podcast, our debut. I'm joined by punting extraordinaire and all-round good bloke, James Frayno. Frayno, welcome to the way to give financial advice to young people.
Thanks for having me, Trav. I hope your insurance is all paid up, and if anyone comes at us for financial advice, I hope you've got my back.
Yes, you must always gamble responsibly, and we do not take any responsibility for losses incurred. Little disclaimer there, which will flash up on the screen at some point. Didn't have this podcast last week. We had just the feed podcast, but we did give out a winner. Had a few bets, but Star of Michelin won. I think it was race 2 at the Sunny Coast. Railed up, was one of the best rides I've ever seen. I think it was Sheridan Tomlinson. I think brilliant ride. Paid about $5. That was a winner. Very happy, and we've found some more winners this week. So let's bloody get into it. Moonee Valley, Rosehill, and Doomben. We're back on the more metro racing tracks this week, and I think we've both found some winners, and we've got a couple of things that we're going to have a bit of play in with the rugby. So we'll dive into it, Frame Train.
Couple group ones at Ascot as well.
Couple of group ones. Is there a couple of group ones? I thought it was just the one at Ascot.
Oh, maybe just the one. Maybe just the winner bottom.
Yeah, the winner
might have got ahead of myself.
Absolute moral in that, hopefully. Righto, I got a couple of bets at Moonee Valley. And one of them, race 2 at Moonee Valley, I backed this thing at Sandown 2 weeks ago, and it got scratched at the barrier. But there was a huge amount of money for it. It won its trial by about 455 metres. I think it was closer to about 10 lengths. Jamie Carr's on it for Philip Stokes. I'll be on Brazen Boy in the second at Moonee Valley. It's about $3.20 with play up. I think it's a very good bet. I think barrier 4 should sit on speed. And the way it trialled, it'll win this comfortably. James, comfortably. Hopefully.
Nice. I like it. Hopefully you can roll. Oh, you go. Sorry.
Oh, I've got another one, race 8, but what are you going to say? You got a multi for me?
Well, I was going to say before race 8, we got race 5 at Moonee Valley. Oh, you can roll some of those winnings into deep speed. Luke Curry, Tony McAvoy.
What did it do last start? I think it was third.
Came third after posting two wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might have sat on. I think it's sort of sits on speed, that horse, which is advantageous at Moonee Valley normally, especially at the start of the day. What's that in race 5? Yeah, you're right.
That's
it's been 350 into threes as well. So yeah, okay, I could be on that one. Only 7 in the field, so you wouldn't want to be betting each way. Not that it's an each way price. But that is race 5 at Moonee Valley, the Mackenzie Stakes. So deep speed for Frayno at Moonee Valley. Have you got anything else at Moonee Valley, Frame Train, or are you?
No, that was the only thing that took my eye. Moonee Valley isn't kind to me, so I need to pick and choose my battles.
And I'm acutely aware you're one of Queensland Racing's sharpest hunting exports, so I'm sure you're keeping the powder dry there. I'll go to race 8 at Moonee Valley, but there is a horse in the 8th at Moonee Valley that absolutely loves Flemington. So you'd be asking, why am I backing at Moonee Valley? And that's Prezado, number 5 Prezado, at about $4.80, I think it is, with play up. Again, if this was at Flemington, it'd be about $1.40. It's not, but there's shitloads of speed in this race, and Prezado's got barrier 1. So again, I'm with Jamie Carr. I'm probably near on dating her because I back her in almost everything. All she'll need, I think the field will string out. You've got Sartorial Splendor, Runson, Grandview Avenue, and a couple others that'll go forward and set a good tempo over 1,000 metres. I reckon Prezado, there's been a bit of money for it. Yes, it's not its ideal track, but I think Prezado will be winning given the way the race. I think it just gets a great run in the race on Saturday. So race 8 Prezado at the Valley. That's our deeds in Melbourne taken care of. So we've got the 3 in Melbourne. That's some reasonable odds. We'll skip. I'll save Brisbane till last because I think we're keen on a couple in Brisbane. Do you have anything in Sydney at all, Frame Train, or are you on the sidelines in Sydney?
No, I'm taking a spell from Sydney at the moment. There was only one at odds, big odds, Miss Siska, taken on speculation. It's been a good horse in the past, hasn't had the best prep, comes back here. It's a front runner and it's got Tim Clark on it, which is potentially why you might want to have a couple shillings each way on it in race 7. But, it's one of those ones where immediately after the race, you go, why did I back that? It was never going to win. And I'm
Because
an idiot.
Frayno told us on the Inside Feed Punters Club podcast.
It could come like, what was it, last spring or last autumn?
Oh, it was a world beater.
It won a couple in a row arrogantly at down in Melbourne with Damien Lane on. So hopefully it can find some of that form, and not, $5 the field. So you got some value there, but it's one of those ones where don't put the mortgage on it.
No, I agree, and I think we've been perennial backers of this horse. 21 into $20. Someone's had a shilling on it or two. Tim Clark is a very good front-running rider, so race 7 for Frayno at Rosehill, Miss Cisco. I don't mind it actually. I'm going a bit each way on that. The other ones for me in Sydney is another Melbourne horse that's come up just recently, unlike Miss Cisco. I'm going race 4. Write Your Name, which is Archie Alexander. Kieran McAvoy takes the ride from barrier 3. It's about $7.50. It's got form around Titan Blinders, which came out and won last week at Ballarat. I think this horse has got a few tricks to it, but I think this is a pretty shithouse race, to be honest. Again, it's like a $5 the field job. So I'm going to take Write Your Name at about $7.50. And the other one for me, which this one is like the ex-girlfriend, you just sort of keep going back. Black on Gold, race 6, number 4. I tipped this to anyone would listen in Brisbane last prep, and I think it was a 2,000 metre race, and he was gone at about the 1,600. But he won first up at 20-1. I wasn't on, despite it coming up in my black book, which shit me to tears. But it's $10 on the weekend. Barrier 1, Brenton Avdallah. Gets a good track, which it needs. Second up stats aren't crash hot, but hopefully the jockey and the conditions will negate that. So $10 for Black on Gold. Chris Waller, he wins everything else, so why can't he win that, I say? So a couple there in Sydney. If your thing gets home at $20, that'll be fucking outstanding for the debut.
I'll have a spot here on for life.
Oh, your life member.
You won't be able to get rid of me.
Life member. Actually, speaking of that, we do want to do, like, there's a heap of people out there who are like, oh, have me on the podcast. I'm fucking good at tipping. So we're going to call your bluff, and we'll have weekly contributions from people who think that they can steer us into some winners. So that'll probably kick off next week. We'll find one desperate degenerate to help us out and find some winners. All right, Brisbane racing.
One this week.
No, you're the expert. When I add the graphics to this, or other people add the graphics, we'll have James Frayne, racing expert. Brisbane. This is where we'll make some bank. Now, you've already, on the feed podcast, we gave out a few tips. If you haven't subscribed to the feed podcast, then you haven't fucking lived. So do that. But you gave out your best bet in Brisbane on Saturday, which was
race 4, number 9, Good Soys. Tony Gollan, Georgina Cartwright. It's a good horse. It's got potential. Who knows where the ceiling is? Have a bit on it. $5. If you got a boost, can get $6 or $6.50. That's good shopping. Good shopping just in time for Black Friday. I agree. Actually, after you sent me that text today, I had a look. Very good win. Got off its maiden. I had a look at 3 for Saturday in Brisbane. One of them I'm not going to back. It's in race 5. It's a Chris Waller horse, Kubrick. This thing is like, it ran the Caulfield Guineas, and I think I backed it at about $10 like 18 months ago. If it found anywhere near its best form, it will be already showered and have its suit on by the time the rest of the field finishes. Like, it will just kick their teeth in. It's got barrier 1. It's missed the start almost every race since it ran in Melbourne at the Caulfield Guineas. But if it jumps, I think it's about $4.20. I'm not going to put it as a bet because it's broken my heart more times than I care to think about. But race 5, Kubrick, if you're a bit of a thrill seeker. Race 6, I really like Populist from the inside draw. I backed it second up. And it just sort of gave out in the last couple of hundred. So Fitter again, I think it's about $7.50. Should just get a dream run. Good each way bet. Race 6, Populist. And my best of the day is in race 7 at Doomben. The thing that will definitely win this week, with a disclaimer because it's not certain, is Baller for Chris Waller and Luke Dittman, tipping or banking on Dittman to get some form of cover, hopefully even 3 deep from barrier, I think 13.
Baller flashed home last start. If you want to check out the run, it's on the website in our weekly article. Flew home, extra 90 metres. If it was at Eagle Farm, it'd be about $2.20 with a big track, but it's not. It's at Doomben. That's why we're getting sort of $5. I think Baller is a very good bet. And I know you liked it last week too, Frayno, or 2 weeks ago at least.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll suit that speed, like you said, and it'll be in the finish for sure.
You'd hope so.
Only other one that I thought was worth a little bit of a each way bet in the last at Brisbane is Skate to Paris. Form before it went for a little spell was first, second, first. So it's definitely in form. It's a mare in form, and it's got a good alley here. Like goes up a little bit in weight, but at $13 a win, $4 a place, it'll keep good sight, I reckon.
Yeah, that's another good race in Brisbane. You can see that the Magic Millions isn't far away. There's big fields, all the horses getting ready for the big stuff coming up. Cool. I've got a couple others around the country. I know there's a couple of good races in Perth, which we'll have a look at. I think there's 2 in Adelaide. I won't get into them too hard, but I think it's race 2, Charrossa, one that I've backed probably. If it's had 100 runs, I've probably backed it 99 times. And the other one, which I just could never let go around, especially at $15 in race 7 at Morphettville, is Debt Collector. Broke my heart first up, ran second or third, but I think at $15, it's a good each way bet. And the Winterbottom in Perth. Again, we were on the text today. I was pretty confident. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's just one of those horses you can't catch, or I can't catch trekking. So maybe I'll steer.
Could you not fucking back it? Because I.
yeah, I'll steer clear of backing it, so all the punters out there listening to the podcast can have a fill up.
That'd be awesome. So I think it's race 8 in Perth, or race 9.
Race 9.
We'll be just about showered and ready for bed. Over here in the eastern states, trekking, I think it's about 220. Little known jockey on it. That's probably the only thing. W Pike, but he rides it over the Bob Peters pink and white stuff. So you'd think trekking. I mean, seriously, if that doesn't win, I may think about not even gambling ever again. Who knows?
I think we've got to mention that Malibu Styles paying $20 a place in that race, and it'll give you a good sight. Like it'll give you a damn good sight for $20 to place. Might not have the class of trekking and some of the others, but it's a horse that has been there and thereabouts. You know, when they've taken it over to Victoria for some decent races down the straight, it's been pretty huge at Flemington. So it's a bit older now, but I just look at that $20 a place and think
$20 a win. Can't be $20 a place.
It's 100 to 1. Malibu Style, 100 to 1. Yeah, 100 to 1.
Is it 20 to place?
Oh. It's 20 to place.
You'll back at the place and it'll fucking win. That's
it'll win. I know.
Holy shit. 100 to 1. All right. I bet you Malibu Style beats trekking in those. That's what's going to happen.
Be good for the exactor.
Yeah, it would be. Fuck you, W Pike. Now you've had a look at the rugby and you've come up with a bit of an exotic. I think, as we alluded to on the Feed podcast, everyone's going, "Oh, the Pumas, they've won 2 in a row. They've beat the All Blacks and they drew at the Wallabies." I think they're going to get fucked up this week. I just think that the All Blacks will just, the last game of the season, they're back to NZ after this. I think the All Blacks will just shit on them. I think the line's about 17.5. I'd probably be taking the All Blacks to cover that. What did you have in that?
I reckon there's going to be just an absolute flood of tries here from the All Blacks. I think they're going to be hungry. They're going to be ticked off that the people are throwing out lines like they're the worst All Black side for 20 years, 25 years. They're going to be fired up. And I reckon you can get on Sportsbet, or can I say that? No.
Yeah, you say what you want. By sports betting means Play Up, which are our great sponsors.
Sorry.
So play up the fuckheads. They don't do same game stuff just yet. We love them. They're not fuckheads, but
same game multi. Get on the anytime try scorers and just play around with Caleb Clark, Bowden Barrett, Aaron Smith. I think if you do all those 3, you're getting something like $16. You can take one of them out and chuck Lynette Brown in, and you're at $10, $12, or put Dane Coles in. Just
to be clear, so you're going Coles off the back. So what are you going? Are you going Bowden?
Okay, the one like gun to my head.
I
can only go one. I'm going Caleb Clark, Bowden Barrett, Aaron Smith, and it pays $16 with a boost on it.
All right. That's what everyone will be doing. $16.
Right.
Fuck, that'd be good for your Saturday night. Put it on Sportsbet Cash Card or whatever punting organisation you choose to bet with. Yeah, that's good. That's juicy odds. I like that. The other thing is that the cricket's on tomorrow. We probably failed to mention that. And the Aussies play the Indians in the first one-day international. And Frayno, you like the Australians to get the job done tomorrow, but you reckon Sunday might be a bit tighter.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't think they've got the odds out for Sunday yet, but I think Australia's $1.59. Not a heap of value in that. Maybe like a top run scorer or match winner double. I think if you went something like David Warner Australia,
Fuck
Steve
David
Smith,
Warner.
or Steve Smith Australia, like $6. I think that's pretty handy. It's going to be one of the top 4 that are going to get the high bat, and you're basically getting, an extra $2, taking up to $6 for the arguably the world's best batsman in Steve Smith and Australia to win. So
I'm going to go Maxi. I reckon that here's what's going to happen. We're going to bat first. We'll be 3 for 40. What does Maxi bat? 6? He's bat 5 or 6?
He'll be 6 or 7 because they got Carey. They got Carey in there. And
I'm back in the big show. I'm back in the big show. Most runs, whatever that pays, into Australia. That's my bet.
13.
Is that 13 bucks?
There you go.
You heard it here first. All right. Have we got any other punts for the weekend? I don't know. Probably not. Just to recap, Frayno's best of the weekend is in Brisbane Good Soys, which is in race 5. Is it Frayno Train? No, race 4.
Race 4.
Soys
Number
for
9.
Tony Golan and Georgina Cartwright. And my moral of the day is in race 7, Baller for Chris Waller. Luke Dittman, give it strength. And let's hope it gets home. As I alluded to, we are going to give some punters who think they know a bit more than the average Joe some opportunities to join Frayne and I and invest some money over the course of the ensuing weeks. We might do something along the lines of we'll give you $100. If you turn in and say 150, you can stay on and keep educating our punting family and how to make some money. But I'm just saying that all off the cuff. We'll work something out and get it done. Frayno, thanks for all your wisdom. Let's pray for some winners, and we'll be back next week with some more financial advice.
Thanks for having me, Trav.
Righto. Happy punting. Gamble responsibly with Play Up.